Yes, you can give a new answer.
Forming strategies for the future using the data.
That is the application of statistics. You are in last phase, directly. Fine. Anyone else?
To collectively gather the data given and generate a probabilistic answer and result.
Probability of having the right answer is 0 in your case. Anyone else? Yes?
So to predict the future.
To predict the future, we generally predict means future. Okay.
To predict the future data, and we can work upon that, like the market shares of companies, they are declining, so we can.
Okay. Again, that is application part. Why we need statistics, basically?
To create comparative analysis of data.
Comparative analysis. Okay, fine.
For the MIS reports and for the.
You are in specific application of statistics.
To gather, compare the synchronized data, unsynchronized data on the same platform for some futuristic predictive solution.
You are trying to find new keywords.
For data modeling and data sanitizing.
Okay.
Data sanitizing.
Some more new keywords. Fine. I'll give the answer. So to understand why we need statistics, first we'll go back to the sentence, the statement which we have made for population. Population is defined by the problem. Population is defined by the problem statement. First we'll look at the meaning of that statement, and then we'll come to know why we need statistics. So this statement is, problem statement defines the population. Correct? For example, if I say what is the average salary of IT professionals? Different example. What is my population?
IT professional.
Each and every IT professional on this earth. Okay, it may or may not be possible to go and collect data from all the IT professionals. So that the constraint working in Pune. Scope is limited to Pune city. But still, it may not be possible for me to go and collect data from all the IT professionals. Working in Hinjewadi. Still, there are many companies in Hinjewadi. I'll add another constraint. Working in phase 1. Now consider there are only 15 companies. In phase 1, there are only 15 companies. And in each company, only 1,000 IT professionals are working. So what is my population size? 15,000. Now you cannot go and directly ask what is your salary. Okay, you have to first ask what is your name, what is your designation, when you have joined, on which project you are working, and then slowly you will ask what is the salary. So it will take at least 5 to 6 minutes for one person to collect data. For 15,000 employees,
90,000.
in number of days, if you are allowed to work for 6 hours per day, maybe for a couple of years, next 2 years, you will keep collecting data only. By that time, the one who has given the observation in first 2 months have changed the job and maybe getting some more different salary. Correct? So even with this problem statement, we cannot go and take the observation or take the data from complete population. So what we do, we go for sample. Instead of going to all 15,000 IT professionals, I'll say I'll go to only 500 IT professionals. Maybe 20-25 per company or 50 per company instead of 1,000 per company. That means we are going to a subset of population and we'll collect data and we'll do an analysis of that sample data. Correct? Okay? Fine. So what we want to know about is the population. We want to do some kind of analysis. We want to do some conclusion about the population. What is my population? IT professionals working in Hinjewadi phase 1. Is it clear? Is it possible for me to collect data from the population? Depends. If we have that amount of time and that amount of money, funds available, we may. But in this case, we think it is not possible to go to 15,000 employees and collect data. So what we do? Random selection. Instead of all 15,000, I'll randomly select 500 employees and I'll collect data from 500 employees. This is referred as sampling technique. There are different sampling techniques. How to define a sample from population, there is a theory behind that. We'll come to that in further sessions. So using some logic, some method, suppose you have selected some sample. So what you have actually is sample. Fine? Now, what you want to find is the average salary of the population, which is denoted by mu. There are different notations used in statistics. For population, notations are different. For sample, notations are different. Generally for population, Greek letters are used, and for sample, English alphabets are used. So what you want to find out is mu, which is the average salary of 15,000 employees. What you have is X bar, the average salary of 500 employees. Suppose, after doing the calculation, the average salary is 50,000. So what your final outcome of this complete research? The average salary of IT professionals working in Pune Hinjewadi phase 1 is 50,000. Is it correct? Is it correct? No. You cannot say the average salary of IT professionals working in Hinjewadi Pune phase 1 is 50,000 because you have not gone to each and every IT professional in Hinjewadi phase 1. What you can say, the average salary of Hinjewadi phase 1 is approximately 50,000. You cannot definitely say 50,000, you can say approximately 50,000. So this X bar is approximate value. What you want is a definite value. Correct? So from this approximate value, you have to build some kind of strategy, or you have to build some kind of science which will define the definite value. So I can say I am 90% sure that the average salary of IT professional phase 1 is 50,000. So when I say 90% sure, what is the meaning of that? If I randomly take any 100 employees, 90 employees salary average will be 50,000. There may be 10-15 employees who may not fit in this criteria. There is a chance where my statement may fail. But 90% I am confident, majority is with me that the average salary is 50,000. So who will decide that 90% confidence, 50% confidence? There has to be some method to define 90% confidence and 50% confidence. That is done by statistics. To bridge the gap between the sample data and population data, we need statistics. Okay, so what is statistics? We are trying to make some educated guess or inference for population based on sample data. We are trying to make some educated guess or inference for population data based on sample data. Why it is possible? Because of statistics. Statistics helps you to predict about the population based on sample data. Statistics is required to make this educated guess for population based on sample data. That's why we need statistics. Clear? Fine? Can we go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Fine. So we have finished with two questions. What is statistics and why we need statistics? So in terms of statistics, we have two branches inside statistics: descriptive statistics and inferential statistics. The example which we have seen on previous slide was part of inferential statistics, where we are trying to make some inference for population from sample. But there are some statistical methods which are used only to describe the available data. Like for example, mean value, average. Instead of giving 60 different numbers, I am giving the average value as 65%. Average of the class is 65%. So that one number, 65%, is trying to describe the behavior of the complete data. So that is my descriptive statistics. Mean, median, mode, standard deviation, variance, range, skewness, kurtosis, all these are descriptive statistics. They are trying to describe the available data. But from the available data, if I am trying to make some inference for population, that is part of inferential statistics. Okay? So in our syllabus, in first few sessions, we'll be dealing with descriptive statistics only. Once we finish that, then we'll start with inferential statistics. So all this t-tests, z-scores, f-tests, ANOVA, MANOVA, all this comes under inferential statistics. Fine? So this is about what and why. How we do statistics. how statistics is implemented. Actually, we have discussed this part also. Say for example, my question or my query is, which teams have qualified for playoffs in IPL 16? How many of you watch IPL? Excellent. So which are the 4 teams? Now because you watch IPL and you follow IPL and you know the results and you know all these things, you can easily take 4 names. But for someone who don't know cricket, what is the basic question? First tell me the number of teams, team standings, points for each team, tell me the selection criteria, selection rule, and then after applying the rule on the available data, I can tell which are the final 4 teams. That is the process of doing the statistics. So first phase is collection of required data. Second phase is you have to define some rules for selection. And then if you apply that rule, you can find out the answer. So the first step is define the problem, define the requirements, query phase. Second is collect appropriate data using which you can solve the problem. Now how to collect data? There are multiple methods. Either you can collect data using observation method or interview method or questionnaire method or database method. That is up to you. Say for example, what is the meaning of observation method? I'll just go and sit into front office of SITM and I'll just observe how students are coming, what kind of queries they are telling to front office person, what kind of response they are getting, and I'll note down my own data points. That is my observation method. Second is interview method. I'll directly go and discuss the things with front office person with some questions in my hand. Interview method, face-to-face interview. Third is questionnaire method. Instead of asking the questions to the person, going physically there and asking the questions, I'll write down the questions on a paper, I'll give that question paper to the front office person. Questionnaire method. Which one is better, interview and questionnaire?
Questionnaire.
Depends. Say for example, in this case of SITM, we have only 1 person, 2 persons sitting in front office. I can easily go, physically go and I can ask some questions to both of them. But if I want to collect some data from Symbiosis faculty members, there are 500 plus faculty members in Symbiosis spread across multiple cities. It may not be possible for me to physically go there and collect data from all the faculty members. In that case, I'll create a questionnaire and I'll mail the questionnaire to all of them. So it depends on the requirement and the situation. Last is database method. What is database method? I'll go through the files, I'll go through the Excel sheets, some old data, past records, and I'll try to collect some data for me. So there are different methods for collection of data. Once the data is in place, next phase is analysis of data. Do the analysis, apply some methods, apply some tools, and find out the results. So this is the answer to how. Third question. How we do statistics. So we have got the answers for all 3 questions: what, why, and how. Now as part of the syllabus in first semester in business statistics, what we are going to look at the data analysis part only. We are not going to see how to define the problem, how to define the requirements, how to collect data. We'll just have the introduction to collection types, data collection types, but we're not going to details of data collection types, and neither we are going to details of how to present the data, how to present the results. The major focus will be on data analysis methods, how to analyze data, different methods to analyze data. So for data analysis, we have 2 types of branches available to analyze data. One is statistics as probabilistic branch, and second is mathematics as deterministic branch, which we have discussed. Our focus in this syllabus will be on probabilistic branch of data analysis. So this is another definition of statistics where we can define statistics without using any keyword in the list. What is the definition? The probabilistic branch of data analysis is statistics. The probabilistic branch of data analysis is statistics. So that is the scope of the subject of first semester. So we have got the answers to all 3 questions: what, why, and how. Now based on this, if you have any doubts, any queries on the slides which we have discussed today, or maybe induction material, if you have any query, any doubt, you can ask now. No questions?